Are you thinking about getting an 18-inch kink kicker for your kid and want to know exactly what tools you need to build it up? Well, you're in luck today. I'm going to do an unboxing and how to build up the 18-inch kink kicker BMX bike, and I'm going to show you all the tools and all the tricks that the professional BMX shops use to build up their bikes, so you know how to do it exactly like the pros. So check it out. You're definitely going to need some grease. Not very much, not even this much, but you're definitely going to need some grease. You're definitely going to need some way to pump up your tires, whether it's an air compressor or a pump, a frame pump, whatever. You're also going to need a utility knife, razor blade, X-Acto knife, scissors, something of that sort. You're also going to need an adjustable wrench, probably bigger than this, but this one also may work. You're going to definitely need some hex head or Allen wrench tools, or maybe even a multi-tool that has a bunch of them on there. You're also going to need a socket, extension, and a ratchet. This one is a multi-tool and has it all built inside of it. So this would be the socket, this would be the extension, this would be the ratchet. You're also going to need a pedal wrench, which is a super thin wrench to get inside your pedals to tighten them up. And one of the most important things is that you're going to need some wire cutters like this, so that you can cut all the zip ties and all the other stuff. And once again, Kink here has this terrible glue, so we're gonna skip the glue and we're gonna open up this bike. Pop the top off. Woo! Look at that. That thing actually looks pretty cool. Dude, this thing's fire. Man, you gotta see this thing. Look at this color on this bike. Boom, look at that thing. Woo! That looks bad, dude. That thing's gonna sell like crazy. People are gonna buy this bike like crazy. All right, so we're gonna pull this bike out. You got a few things. You definitely want this. You also need a trash can, unlike me. I don't have a trash can. So we're gonna use this box right here for the trash for the time being. So yeah, pull that off. See? You got this box here with some other contents. So if you don't have a repair stand like this, you can build it on the floor, similar way. Just do it on the floor. Maybe put the cardboard on the floor so that you're not scratching up the forks or any of the parts that you put on the floor. So first you're gonna grab the seat. We're not gonna lubricate it right now because we're gonna move it up and down, put it in the stand. But before we put the bike outside, we're gonna put a little bit grease on the seat post. But gonna stick it in there. Make sure it's a little bit higher than your hand. That's so that you have enough room to go onto the stand. Place it in like this. So, and then first what I like to do is the piece that looks like it's fallen off, which is these handlebars down here. Let's snip these zip ties. We got the handlebars off. We're gonna set it to the side. Now we're gonna take this wheel off. See, this is how you cut a zip tie. On there. I can pull the wheel out. Pull these off. Most of the bike building is taking all the protective stuff off the bike. So we got the wheel. See, this is one of those ones that gets stuck in the easiest way. So karate chop at the same angle the drop outs are, like that. Boom, easy. Take this one off. All their stems are kind of tight. Woo! Look at that graphic. That thing looks sick with the copper. Wow, that's silver. A nice looking bike. Boom, boom. So first we're gonna loosen up this stem. Alright, we got that on there. We always do the bars on. Let's do the bars next. So we're gonna loosen this up. All these bolts. Boom. Set them right there. Go back to the bars. Whoop. Careful with the razor blade. Don't drop them. Don't cut yourself. Got the super fat grips. So you want to tighten them evenly, keep the gap about the same. You don't want to tighten them down all the way. All you want to do is get them close and then back them out just a little bit. This way it's pretty close to being completely tight. And then when you rock your bars up like so, you don't have to tighten them up very much to lock them in. Uh-oh. Dang it. So one of those. So the bars right there, sick. So what do you guys think of this bike so far? How does it look? Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think about this bike, the color, the parts, any other questions you might have about this bike. If you have more questions, I am definitely going to be doing an explainer review about this bike as well. So go check out that video so you can find out all the parts that come on this bike and all the other specs and stuff like that. Yeah, sweet. We got that going. Let's hold off on this real quick. I mean that multi-tool. Alright, so you want to loosen these axle nuts up and the washers and pull them enough space to go over the fork, but you also want to go a little bit more so these little hooks clear the dropout, and then that these hooks can go right into the fork like so. And you're gonna just hand tighten it. Do the same thing on the other side. Once you got the wheel on, next we're gonna do the brake. So we're gonna get the brake cable, and you're gonna make sure that this cable is into this barrel adjuster right here. This little thing right here is called the barrel adjuster. Make sure these cables are out of the brake system, and then you're gonna go up to this lever right here. But on this little barrel adjuster, there's a little line right here, and you want to line these both up so that the cable can slip through there. But also too, you want to rock it so that it goes down here, and now you can put the ball of the cable in there and then run the cable all the way through the lever, and then you're going to spin these barrel adjusters to lock it in there, and now you can put it in there and it'll hold it. You're going to run to the back and you're going to plug these right into these little arms like so. But if you come up to the lever, notice how the brakes aren't working too good. We're going to just go down here and we're going to pull the cable out a little bit. We're going to unthread this barrel adjuster and get it kind of close, and then we're going to tighten this back out, and then we're going to keep these together, not spinning each other, and spin them and lock them down right there. And now when you go to the lever, it's going to hit a lot better, faster. You could even stretch the cable a little bit so that it doesn't stretch over time, and now you have good working brakes. Spins really nice. Bike's pretty solid, but we need one more part from right here. Notice how I'm going front to back, and we don't want to forget that, so that we remember everything that we need to do. And the next piece is in here. So you're going to need this thing right here. This is a Velcro cable strap, and what you're going to do is you're going to simply place this like so. Put the cable underneath it, in between the Velcro strap and the frame, and then when it goes around, all you got to do is put this inside of the hole. So when you Velcro this thing tight, you can just rotate it and it's facing the way you want it to face. So a little trick on there. So in this box, you're gonna get reflectors. You're gonna get this weird thing that we never know what it's to. You're also gonna get these hemlock pedals by Kink, and we're gonna have to put these bad boys on spike now. Okay, so next we have to go to the grease, and we got to grease our pedals. Just do a little bit of grease, doesn't have to be a lot. What you're gonna do is you're gonna rub it together, rotate it, spin it around a little bit to get it around. Not too crazy. And then you're gonna go ahead and put these on. But you gotta remember, this one with the little ridges is for the left side. One that's smooth is for the right side. Sometimes pedals have a sticker on it, or they say left or right. This one, I think it says left right there. Yep, and then there's a right there. So if you're looking to see which side is which, you can do that. Then you're gonna thread these in very easily. Make sure that the axle is parallel with that pedal boss, and they should thread in relatively easy with no tools. If it's not threaded in, you probably got them on the wrong side, and that's why they're not twisting. Always remember that left side is opposite threads and right side is regular threads. So see how this one is kind of binding up. Sometimes the cranks do have a little bit of junk inside of them. That does make them bind up a little bit. So as long as you know exactly. Yeah, see, it's not hard. It's you just probably got a little slag in there or something like that, which is like a little mole or something on your threading. Sometimes it just falls off when you tighten it up. All right, so let's tighten up this other side. So regular thread on the right side, so righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, or clockwise is tighten, counterclockwise loosen, and then on the left side it's the opposite. Let's go to the back. Tape crazy. Boom. Lever's in a pretty good spot. Everything else is a good spot. Everything's tightened up. Everything's good. All we got to do is what? Put air in it. Dang, that seems too simple. All right, so you're gonna pull the valve stem off. So this one's saying 35 to 60, so we're just gonna go a little bit over, about 40, and then we're good. Make sure you go to stackbmx.com and pick up some valve caps. You definitely don't want to be rolling around with these things. Get some dice, some bullets, some skulls, something cool. I mean, definitely don't want the stockies. Let's go to the front. For me. Sweet. Almost done. Couple more things and we'll be finished. So these ones are real crucial. Main reason why is because you don't want to forget it. If you forget doing these, you're gonna probably eat it, or your kid's gonna eat it. So definitely you don't want to do that. So what we left off is the front wheel. Look at the front wheel, it's not straight at all. The stem's crooked. It might be a little bit loose, but we're gonna straighten that out, tighten it up, and get it dialed in. And I'm gonna show you how to do that, to tighten your head set up and everything like that. So these bolts on the outside is what holds your stem on here. This holds it to the actual forks, but that doesn't keep the bars from being tight or loose. What actually keeps it from being tight or loose is this cap right here, and it pulls everything together. But you can over tighten this, and you could also have it not tight enough. So I'm gonna show you how to deal with these kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. So on this one, the problem is that when you tighten this, it kind of bonds with the stem and moves the stem. Also too is that when it moves the stem, it tightens it up too much. If you try to turn it back, it spins it and loosens it back up, and it kind of causes a freaking headache. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put it slightly to the left right here, and then I'm gonna grab the Allen wrench and I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up. And as I'm tightening that up, I'm gonna rock it and try to get it to be as straight as possible. And as always, it's gonna turn a little bit, so got it perfect like that. And also I try to keep it aligned when I finally tighten it down. So now I can tighten down the side bolts like so. And then this is where you also want to tighten up the top one just a little bit more sometimes, just to hold it all together and it's not going to back out. Now the headset's tight, your wheel's straight, or your kid's wheel's straight, and now he's ready to ride. So, yep. That's exactly how you unbox one of the 18-inch Kicker complete BMX bikes, and that's how you build it up, and those are all the tools you need to build this bike up for your kid. If you need one of these, head over to stackbmx.com and grab yourself one.